Randy Orton, sometimes referred to as the Legend Killer, is one of the WWE's most well-liked talents at the moment. He first gained notoriety as a member of the stable Evolution early in his career, but Randy Orton's 2017 was among his worst years. Although Orton won the second Royal Rumble and won his 13th World Championship, his current year has been disappointing due to some of the worst performances in his career. While his matches have been noticeably bad, from his WrestleMania match with Bray Wyatt to his Punjabi prison debacle against Jinder Mahal, his presentation and character have pushed him into the background on SmackDown Live. The veteran has so many fantastic feuds and stories to tell, but interest in his appearances has steadily declined over the years. It's difficult to dispute Orton's talent, given the caliber of his previous matches and his apparent athletic ability. Orton has become less charismatic with each passing year since becoming the Viper in 2007. He is dedicated to portraying a dry, predatory figure, reminiscent of Stone Cold Steve Austin's gimmick before he became the famed wild beer drinker who took over the company. Before we go any further, let's take a few moments to examine the debut of how Randy became a Viper. Orton was declared the #1 contender for John Cena's WWE Championship on the July 23rd episode of Raw. Orton used the RKO on Cena 3 times before their scheduled SummerSlam match. Cena pinned Orton after an FU to win the title at SummerSlam. Orton requested a rematch the following night on the August 27th episode of Raw, but Raw general manager William Regal refused.
I'm afraid you won't be facing Cena either.
Then he made a request of Mr. McMahon, who promised him the opportunity provided he proved himself. Orton interrupted Cena's encounter with King Booker that evening, assaulted him, and then kicked his father, who was watching him from the stands, in the head. Since titles cannot be transferred by disqualifications, McMahon gave Orton his rematch at Unforgiven, which he won by disqualification when Cena wouldn't stop punching him in the corner. Cena's father, who was once more in attendance at the ring, kicked Orton in the head after the match. The following night, on the September 17th episode of Raw, Orton took on the father of John Cena as a result. When Cena was restrained on the ropes, Orton won the match via disqualification and then delivered an RKO to Cena's dad. On the October 1st episode of Raw, Cena suffered a serious injury during a match with Mr. Kennedy. Orton then proceeded to RKO Cena. As a result, he earned the nickname the Viper. Orton is too athletically gifted and wonderfully fluid in the ring to hide behind a gimmick that prolongs each action, especially in an era where even the largest heavyweights are surprisingly swift behemoths. Similar to his interviews, Orton's promos are too deliberate and slow to generate much enthusiasm. They only succeed when Orton is exaggerating his rage during a conflict. Orton's feud with Wyatt had the potential for a while because of its patient build-up, which should have made their final encounters fascinating war. However, the weird visual work at Mania and the botched writing at the House of Horrors bout were accompanied by sluggish performances from both guys, who never demonstrated how much they despised each other.
Oh my God! Randy Orton's here! The Viper's back! How? The Viper is back!
His feud with Mahal began with an unexpectedly intense fight at Backlash, but its limited nature foreshadowed what was to come, as it immediately became evident that both had too shallow a moveset to put on numerous solid matches together.
You're kidding me! You're kidding me! Here is your winner!
The Punjabi prison was meant to help by providing a working environment, but Orton appeared to be going through the motions the entire time. It is usually difficult for a long-standing veteran to completely change his character, because everyone recognizes him for a specific style that has made him successful. Orton has been limiting his offense for a long time, for no apparent reason. It would be a fascinating change of pace if he changed his character and made it plain that he purposefully limits himself. He'd be able to add more storytelling weight to his actions if he took up his dive motto on live television. He could play to the crowd more readily and off a team with more high flyers than ever before.
Unbelievable counter! Unbelievable!
It would be a simple method to turn Orton into a villain, giving both casual and die-hard fans a reason to boo him. Even if the storyline of his last heel run made him appear less valuable to the Authority, Orton has always been a better heel than face.
Has cashed in Money in the Bank. Randy Orton is a 7-time champion.
In the role, he exudes more charm naturally and appears more at ease, tearing down his opponents. He wouldn't have to go back to being entirely animated, but he might more readily adopt an arrogant and disparaging tone. Although it would appear that this is stealing John Cena's gimmick, the concept of the seasoned pro who won't let the younger wrestlers pass him can work with a variety of wrestlers, especially for a seasoned pro with Orton's level of expertise. It often seems that the Viper downplays how long he has ruled the industry, which is to his disadvantage. The primary gripe with Cena was that the WWE would always attempt to portray him as the underdog, so it was good to see him mature and acknowledge that he was the face that runs the place. Orton could easily do the same, bragging about his successes and his significance to the industry, which should not be underestimated.
I'll be given a title match because I am Randy Orton. I will be given a title match because I am a 13-time WWE champion.
If you've made it this far and have enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to be entered into our monthly shout-out giveaway. Once you do it, comment "I subbed" down below. Without further ado, let's get to the most exciting moment. Additionally, Orton would be able to use more of his previous personalities in his gimmick as a result. He might feel more comfortable speaking with the same brash assurance he formerly possessed as the Legend Killer. Making him a more prominent tweener than he has been in recent memory. He was able to approach both faces and heels who saw themselves as the company's future.
Always wins.
This would also more organically sell his meticulous in-ring style by allowing him to express himself more personally during the quiet times of his matches. He might also add more moves to his arsenal, similar to how Cena did, just to show that he can compete with the brightest young talent the industry has to offer. Given that Orton has surpassed John Cena as a social media joke, WWE obviously enjoys the attention the RKO has received in recent years. The most thrilling and intriguing performance in Orton's repertoire has always been RKO out of nowhere.
Randy Orton with an RKO out of nowhere!
Which frequently seems entirely out of place with the rest of his sluggish style. Be sure to watch the worst botches and mistakes in WrestleManias, and we will see you in the next video.